Because a lot of that is information, right? The information is everywhere, and it's how you use it, right? Red Giants Esports, on the other hand, they ended up losing, but they went to the distance. They went to game 3. There was a lot to learn from how this team played as well and what they can do better. So we're going to have to see this one as we go into the draft now.
Yeah. I mean, like, a lot of casters would agree that YRG Giants is a team that learns from past mistakes. I think overall, like, there's not too much to mention. It's just like really standard bans across. The Uranus is really interesting. It really shows that I think Gojes wants to play a really specific hero, and I think maybe they're just like making sure that he has the best time in lane. I think the win condition for YRG Giants, winning side lanes to create space to ensure that Skies as well as Super Red farms up and to carry the rest of the team. Because fun fact, you know Skies, his favorite hero of all time is Gushin, and I'd be dying to see if we actually get to see that, but maybe a bit too risky. But for RSG, they banned out the Angela Link combo, which is very surprising because I have seen Light. Like, look at Light, he's a really like intimidating, like scary guy, but he does play Angela before in the past in MPLPH, so a bit surprised of that.
Yeah, so one of the things is that, at least we've seen on StreamP, we haven't been able to watch all of the other games, right, on the other streams that are going on. Please don't watch them because they're not as good as this one, but nonetheless, if we're looking at Angela, we've seen the rise of it, right? I think that it's shown that, hey, this strategy is super difficult. They might be defining the meta as we go on, right? Yes, it did have the Ling one, but we saw in the last one, it actually pairs up with almost anything. Like, the Joy was on point. It has so many different options. So it's a situation where you want to be ahead of the curve and not be behind, so to speak, in terms of the meta.
Definitely. But I think YRG Giants went for something like really good. Like, Super Red has like really stellar performance on this cloud. Yes, he needs time to form up, but the late game scaling is undeniable. Giving Aqua his Valentina is just like, we've seen a lot of really cracked Valentinas, and Aqua's is definitely not to be underestimated. And oh man, the Joy once again.
Well, the Joy makes it difficult, right? I think, you know, YRG Giants right now with the Claude, not in the worst situation. You have some mobility, some ways to get away from the Joy. Now you need to figure out some sort of draft, some sort of picks that can kind of help control it, right? Making sure that this Joy doesn't just run down your back lines, making, you know, your life miserable, so to speak, like we saw in the last game. This is something that needs to be accounted for. I'm hoping that they have some counter strategy or counter picks in mind.
I mean, forms of suppression, there's Franco. I mean, Kaja is already banned, so I think this is really good. You don't want to give Light Franco if you have seen it happen, like, overall, but against ZQT, his Gadida, I think just really solid. I'm liking this draft overall from YRG Giants, really showing that they really want to go really aggressive during the early on. They want to go for those pickups and ensuring that Light doesn't have the Franco, because in a way it's just denying it away from YRG Giants, because it's the only form of suppression left in the pool to counter Joy.
I like it. I like it. And you're either sticking to something tanky or with control in the Franco, and or the Kadita, which is very mobile. So you're sticking to your guns, or you're counter picking it well, right? So good thus far. I mean, we still have 3 more picks to go, but what do you think about this pick here?
It's like, this is second time we're seeing Masha, but I think this is a bit more of a comfort pick for Nats. It's just his style. He wants to be able to run people down, and with 3 HP bars, he definitely can. So it's really like a lot of pressure is on towards Pancake and ZQT to stop Light in this, like Nats in his track. They got their work cut out for them for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a good pick here. I'm okay with the pick here. It does add to what they want to do, which is kind of like sustain and run at you kind of style. They need to figure out a way to maybe save the Joy or Valentina if they get hooked. I think that that's something that you need to kind of cater for. But, you know, the draft's still wide open. There's still many different picks. Now, if you see the Masha, though, what are you kind of like, I'm going to counter the Masha with X or Y? What is that?
I mean, either just like someone who's able to match her in lane, like, you know, like the typical Uranus Esmeralda, they're like just the internal embrace. No one's gonna kill each other. No one's really gonna get the upper hand. Because let's face it, the goal, keep Nuts in lane. Don't let him like run across the map hunting down Super Red or Skies. That's the ideal situation. Gojet's job is just to match Nuts and just make sure that he remains locked in that EXP lane, because once you unleash Nuts, he goes nuts.
Yes, agreed. And I mean, they should, yeah. No, I mean, you basically force the issue, so to speak, and I like that, right? I think that's one way of dealing with it. So, but in terms of a draft, though, okay, the ban, the Kufra here, Paquito's already been banned as well. What kind of sticks? Okay, the Esmeralda, you're like, they're listening to you.
It's more of like, if Nuts, like, clearly they really lock in the Master for Nuts, because once he locked in EXP laner, it's about the counter, you know, your lane matchup. So Nuts, you know, if he's not playing Esme, ban it out. I think straight up, just give Nuts the best lane possible, and it will pay dividends across the back. I think there's a lot of respect for Gojes. Like, even during MPL, like, he had received like multiple times like match MVP. He really shows up for his team, one of the key playmakers, and expecting like Gojes and Nuts really aggressive EXP laners to go head to head. But of course, I want to see, like, let's think of the matchup of Skies, Demon Kite head to head. We don't have too much information because Irat has been playing in his place in the previous MPL. So Demon Kai has been on the break, so we don't know what he's cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I mean, you spotted it out. Obviously, the Roamer, they're focusing on that Udo Red Giants that are in that sense. But there's still a lot of, okay, Beatrix being picked up here. I think there are still plenty of options that you can have. But the Beatrix, kind of the old tried and true. I'm not too, you know, underwhelmed. I think it's a decent pick going into this one. But one thing that worries me about RSGPH right now, they're kind of on the squishy side. They want to finesse you a bit.
I think the idea is that with this draft, especially with Masha as well as Joy, they want to be able to run them down. So it's a matter of Yudo Red Giants being able to set the tempo and match the aggression accordingly and get those early pickups. That's what you want with your Franco. But of course, with Franco, you want to be able to land those hooks. If you don't, well, there is no engagement. And ZQD have to be really on point with the set of rough waves. But I'm hearing Edith. Ooh, with Hayabusa, this is instantly like Edith, one of the best like early mid like EXP laners with the recent emblem adjustments. Like, her damage is now insane. And I was once an Edith main, mind you. Her damage is cracked.
Okay. All right. No, I mean, I like the Edith pick. I think basically they control you if they ever get nearby. And if Joy's going to be within that vicinity, you have a lot of, you know, control methods, and you have a decent amount of damage. The Hayabusa is going to be great. Again, adding on to the more mobility, so that kind of limits the Joy as well. So I kind of like that. I like that draft thus far.
I think the idea with the Hilda pickup, Hilda Masha, that's a lot of like pressure early on, and the fact that Skies pick up the Hayabusa, he's really confident and trusts his team to ensure that he's well protected, that he's able to secure his purple buff, because that will be the name of the game for RSGPH, is to shut down Skies and Super Red as long as possible. I think instantly I say, in terms of drafts, I like they have really clear win conditions, but I guess it's going to come down to execution.
It's always about the execution on this one. To be honest, though, I kind of like Udo Red Giants Esports. I think it's more of a traditional draft, at least in my eyes. It seems very obvious of what they're trying to do. I think it's also easier to play. So in a way, I kind of give them a favor, but a favor going into this one. But RSGPH, though, this draft can do it. If they have a great laning phase, they're going to just dominate. And they could be a very scary draft, but this is going to be the third series of the day. Of course, RSGPH going up against the Udo Red Giants. We're going to be in. This is game one.
Yep, instantly you can see the amount of help that Skies is getting to ensure that he's able to secure it. He does retreat because he's not going to risk the chance of Light stealing it away. But that instantly is information provided to the side of RSGPH.
Yeah, they're gonna, I mean, it's one of those things where you got to take notice of, right? They've got an invader. Light is providing a lot of vision, so to speak, but 3 members of Udo Red Giants now know that Light is there. And actually, this is one of those situations where Light, you're just attracting a lot of attention. This is just creating space, so to speak, but although you might die in the end.
Yeah, he might die in the process, but I think just to win, the fact that they're pulling so many members of Skies, Skies taking a lot of damage. Oh,
Light.
This is not good. It's not good. Ooh.
Nice hook.
Oh, that was close. Really close
but actually,
there.
The biggest thing of all of that, though, is Skies has actually slowed down quite a bit, right? He actually had to go back to the fountain, and this is what the nuisance of Light is doing, is that, yeah, you go for the Fenrir, but, I'm going to be right here. I'm going to potentially steal it and harass you and just make your life miserable.
Yeah. Yep, instantly you can see Demon Kite. Oh, gets the hook on the Hilda, but Demon Kite will opt to steal the orange buff away from the Hayabusa. I think it's not the worst. I think if Hayabusa doesn't secure its purple buff, it's going to be handicapped for most of the game. So I think we cut our losses, right?
Yeah, not a good situation. And this is why RSGPH are so good, right? They're dictating the pace of the game. They're invading the enemy jungle. What do you want to do as Hayabusa? You want to farm, right? You want to get yourself in the late game and with a bunch of items and not even able to scale up. But as I say that, they did get Light. Though Light may be overstepping just a bit. Oh, goes to the Fissure. Oh, with the flicker, they do have the knockup. They kill Aqua. Nats is now going to be joining, but that's going to be the first life for him. The second one is being burned in, but they get the turtle, so Demon Kite is pulling that one off. And now they're going to use the Rhythm of War. They're going to do a little bit of AoE damage. Skies going to back off now.
Skies is really playing with fire. Like, the fact that he's really staying this long, he's really confident about his abilities and the trust he has for the rest of the team to keep him alive, which I think is really impressive. I don't think RSGPH was able to slow him down as much as he wants. Pancake stealing that camp away. He doesn't get it, of course, but he also is playing this sort of farm delay, reading the side of RSGPH. You can see instantly not much of a goal difference from both sides.
Oh, Light on the Hilda has just been super annoying, right? That's definitely something you don't want to see as a jungler, just like this guy just constantly in your area. It's a very frustrating situation.
You can see, I think the Edith pick has been really good. A lot of good early game damage. Masha's not tanky now, but Skies getting stunned out. He's able to get out.
That is Rage! E-Man gets killed on this one, and it looks like they've got the Joy just going ham. Gets a double kill. The Rhythm of War just taking out most of them. Pancake and Zach, both of them are out.
I'm really questioning why is Iman all the way out. I think both sides, Super It, Eman, they should be farming, staying in their lanes, but no, both sides, they won war. That is not a good sign for the Beatrix for now. It's they're just focusing on just ganking. Gojas taking a lot of damage, pops the ult, he can't.
Can't get away, and that's that's the situation. When you got the positioning, I mean, the rotation was on point. RSG just 3 members, and you kind of need to have your spider sense tingling just a little bit. Maybe I'm a little too far here, and the enemy heroes are off the map. Maybe I should just retreat a little bit, but a little too slow on that one, unfortunately.
Ooh, nice Purify from Aqua. Pancake not quite connecting that in time, but that's a really valuable resource used. But Demon Kite, PH going for the objective gameplay. In the past few matches, Demon Kite secures the turtle once again.
Yeah, on point. Just what you want to do every single time it's up. Make sure that you secure it. Do it as quickly as possible. It's all about getting your team an advantage. And they have a 1.6k net worth lead. And Light, again, providing... Oh, he's been hooked. The Bloody Hunt. They've got him locked in, and that's going to be it for Light. He's going to go down. Nice hook by Pancake.
Yep, just focusing down. I think you may think, okay, that's a lot of resources committed on Sus the roam, but I think the way of the game is just funneling kills towards the sides of your cores And that is still really valuable. You can see Masha and Edith just cutting waves from the side, but I wonder if Gojes might have went a bit too far.
Oh, too far. Has to flicker. Is going to have a tough time, but Nat's getting blown up. Gojes, oh, is on the prowl. He thinks, oh, 2 versus 1. No, it's 1 versus 2, but I'm back into mech form. I'm going to be there. But Aqua now making a rotation, and it looks like that's going to be the end.
That ultimate will not be enough to kill Gojes because instantly, like, look terms of the itemization, this is a tank, Masha. So it indicates like not that much damage overall, but the fact that for Beatrix killing spree, like with Bounty Hunter, this is full-on assassin emblem. So this is not your typical marksman build. Ooh, getting a stun on towards Nats.
They have the Urge Shatter, but they're diving deep for this one. And they're gonna look to go. Skies has to run away. He's been aggroed, and the turret is starting to do some damage. Zach, action is going on the bottom as well, and he's gonna be killed. Light will secure that one. And in the top lane, it does look like everybody from RSGPH has survived, but they did lose the tower T1.
Yeah, I would say both teams are just answering back across the map. But overall, Red Giant securing that first turret. Good map control. Demon Kite, you're staying a bit long. Ooh, that hope almost landed.
Very close, very close. Unfortunately, not going to hit though. And they're going to back off. They did a little bit of chip damage, at least on that T1 mid. But now Light is going to make an appearance. They're going to look to Pancake is probably going to go for a hook, but the turtle has been, is back up. The hook is going to be a little off the mark. Oh, they're going to go. Super Red gets blown up. Eman will secure that one. Aqua getting a little bit low. Pancake gets away, and Zach is going to be left for dead. And now the rhythm of joy, just let it play out. And the turtle should be easily secured by RSG.
Oh, just bloody hunt to the face. Instant death for Super Red. Like, you gotta be a bit more careful, like walking to a bush like that. PH bushes are dangerous.
Got the
overall,
turtle.
like, yeah, Holler, I was losing you there a bit, but definitely, once again, all these turtles objectives secured from the side of Demon Kite.
Look at this, Demon Kite level 11, right? He's been everywhere, but oh, they've got Nats. That's going to be just the first life. Nats now trying to make a run, but the Bloody Hunt locks him down. They have 4 members. This is a huge commitment if they don't do enough. The Shadow Kill doing some work, and Skies will secure that one
it's enough.
as well as getting Demon Kite. So that's going to be 2, but now Gojes is left behind. He's going to flicker to safety, but they're going to sacrifice the T1 top for that.
I think considering everything, like the fact that Gojes attracted so much attention and they get the shutdown on towards Demon Kite, I say that it's well worth of the trade.
They're trying to do it. And look at this, Super Red just focusing it down, starting to get that damage. It's going to be starting to be a little bit scary, right? Yudo Red Giants, we talked about this, and the fact that they're draft, or at least I liked it, right? But they're in a pretty good spot. The net worth lead is almost negligible, but I feel like Yudo Red Giants have kind of pushed the initiative, and they have a little bit of an advantage now.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like, that shutdown on towards Demon Kite is always going to be really valuable. Wow, Sky is going for a Blade that have to save, then completing Hunter Strike. Shows that he wants to be able to burst the side of RSG down. Like, there's a good amount of tankiness from the side of RSG PH. I mean, you got 3 HP bars. So you're definitely going to need all the damage that's needed. Oh, very interesting. Radiant armor from Zach QT. That's so early.
It's early, but I mean, you might as well, right? Scale it up, protect yourself. I think it's all right.
It's like, yeah, respect across the board towards that Demon Kite Joy. So I think just a lot of respect. Because normally for Kadita, you want to go full burst. But I think Zach QT is aware that he needs to have some form of survivability to tank the damage.
But speaking of tanking the damage, Light will be tanking the Lord. They're going to just kind of start the dance, so to speak. Mind you, it looks like they're going to go, but nobody's going to actually force the issue. Now Yudo Red Giants have made an appearance. Gojes is going to spot this out. No hook. They're kind of a little bit a ways away, so to speak. This is going to be very precarious.
Super Red needs to watch his position. Nuts is hunting. Skies going in and out with the Pot Shadow, just trying to scout the area. They do get on towards Nuts.
He does some damage, but it's not even the first bar. The Bennett's Rage is going to be a little off the mark. Renner's Apathy does connect, but it's on the Gojis, does negligible damage. Oh, they'll have the Bloody Hunt. They have Aqua. He's a little bit low. The Shadow damage is doing some work, but Aqua gets away. And now Yudo Red Giants. Yeah, they did some damage, but nobody's actually died.
Yep, they forced Goj. I don't think Gojis wants to recall here. I think he's still relatively healthy.
They found Nats. Oh, that's going to be life number one. They're looking for the second one. Do they have the burst, though? They actually don't really have it, and Nats is super tanky, keeping himself alive. Gojis, Zach, they're sticking within the bush. And is Pancake going to go for the hook? Bennett's Rage will clear them out.
Nah, I feel like both sides, it's like just tiptoeing around each other, really wary about the damage potential from both sides, the pickoffs. But overall, it looks at the damage leaderboard, which Radio Red Giants are leading like amazingly. I'm expecting a bit more from Demon Kite, but it seems like Yudo Red Giants have built defensively against this Joy.
Yeah, definitely have it. Oh, Light. He's going to have to back up. Oh, the hook is a little off the mark. Now Pancake will actually take a little bit of damage, but nice. Ooh, they are 3-man Earth Shatter. That was on point. Go just doing some work. Demon down, Light down, and they're continuing to go on, and that's the opening that Yudo Red Giants needed. And oh my gosh, that was an amazing play by Gojo.
I mean, like, this is the playmaker from the side of like beautiful Earth Shatter, and I say it, the amount of damage, even though from a tank, like pseudo marksman, like the damage is crazy. A huge wave was pushing down bottom side, but Yudo Red Giants are getting multiple opponents on the side of RSG page and securing the Lord. This is huge for them.
Absolutely huge. Look at that. And then the image away, Super Red just doing a ton of damage is starting to get very scary. Yes, you're only 1-1-5, but he's level 14. Skies is level 15, and they're kind of taking the game over a little bit. They're definitely in the driver's seat as they push the T2 mid.
Yep, they still have to be really careful.
Oh, Gojis onward. Throws back Nats. He's the tanky one, though, and I don't know if that's the right call. The Ocean Oddity, that's going to be used. Zach will back off now, and they've done some damage. Skies is going in. The Shadow Kill is doing a little bit of damage, but it's being spread out. He's going to get back to safety, but they've done their damage. They've gotten what they've wanted. Now it looks like they're going to back off and regroup with the Lord in the bottom lane.
It's all about zoning. Oh, the hook!
They got him, and it looks like they've gotten Light. That's the one they wanted. The Lord is crashing in on the T3. Demon Kite running for his life. Nast is trying to slow things down. Iman is going to be here. The Renner's Apathy is a little off the mark. They found Nast. That's going to be life number one. They're going to look to focus him, and he's getting bursted here, but Aqua goes in, tries to save him. He does save Nast, but Aqua dies in his stead. The base is now being focused, and Yudo Red Giants have taken game one.
What did I just witness? That was the first Lord Circuit, and Yudo Red